What is up, everybody? Holy shit, it's been forever since I've been live. Oh my god. So tonight I got Jeremy with me and I got Mr. Blake TV. And Jeremy, you actually work at a hospital with all this COVID or SARS stuff that's going on. And my stuff just kicked on. I didn't realize how I didn't have the stuff turned on that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm in the IT department. I'm the director, but we're not as with the patients or whatever. But
Y'all still get to see all the craziness that goes on, don't you?
Yeah. So if anything's messed up, we've got to be called out to work on it. But
so now you were saying earlier how your hospital actually is instituting a two-door policy, one for where the doctors and stuff enter, and basically one for the patients, with people going to be on both sides of this, taking in basically with a thermometer here. Do you have a fever?
Right. What they're doing is they're closing all the doors, or it's a lockdown, and you can only go in 2 entrances. And even us, like if we go into the hospital, we have to be. They check our temperature before we can even walk through the door.
Every time?
Every time.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Taking this serious now, which is good because, if you got a fever, you don't need to be in there. So,
cheers to everybody that's popped up in here. Lines, good to see you, buddy.
What's
Vanessa
up, Lines?
and BDO, thanks for stopping in.
Hey, y'all, everybody. How y'all doing, man?
So now, Jeremy, you also have your brother and your uncle, or your brother and your cousin also have the coronavirus, right? They took them, both of them tested positive for it. So what are they saying about it exactly? How's it affecting them?
Well, what happened was the first one in the state of Arkansas, my cousin is a respiratory therapist at the hospital. He just came in as a normal patient, having respiratory problems, and he gave him breathing treatments on the weekend and all that. And then, he was off during the week. So whenever he got, like on a Tuesday of last week, he started getting a cough. And then, like, they made the announcement that last Wednesday's when we had our first case, and that was that. And he's like, uh-oh, and he didn't feel good. And the bad thing was, him and my brother had a fishing trip planned that Tuesday, and my brother went fishing with him, and he went the whole time, and he coughed, and so that's how he got it. So it actually spread from that patient to my cousin, and then to my brother. So everybody that was around my cousin, he had to fill
out a questionnaire.
Everybody he was around since he was in contact with that patient. So they're trying to do the right thing and get it all contained. Yeah. But it's hard to once you get it. Because I think there's some new cases though that came from traveling. From what I understand, this guy was a truck driver, and that's where he originally got. So out in California.
I was about to say, that's a crazy thing. He's a truck driver, so there's no telling where all he had been. And now I've seen it's been postulated that that this coronavirus was actually one of the reasons why this past flu season was so strong in the U.S. Because it was. I'll tell you right now, me and Erica caught the flu, or what we was told was the flu, and it was not fun. Like, Erica had it worse than me.
Ooh.
Erica had it worse than me, and I think she had to take the whole week off from work. But she was sick Saturday, Sunday, all through the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Still sick Saturday, Sunday. She was feeling good enough to actually go back to work. But it's been postulated that's actually what was that was the coronavirus making its way through the U.S. Now, whether or not that's actually seen to be true, or whether or not they take and wind up bearing that out, it's a different story. Now, normally I take and do on this channel all the tech stuff and all of this with the electric vehicles and stuff like that. this is, I don't know, just so much pandemonium and panic and everything else like that we've seen over this coronavirus and everybody getting sick. In China, with over 80,000 they had to take and actually get, they actually had taken get sick, and like 4,000 over there dying and stuff like that. And you've got Italy that is shut down. Germany, Spain, and France have all shut down. And I keep seeing people go, "Oh, this is no worse than the flu."
Yeah,
I don't understand I don't understand all the panic behind it, because it can affect you. You'll get it, but more than likely, unless you're of a certain age, it's going to be a lot milder, symptoms and stuff like that. Like right now, we have over 3,500 cases, if I'm not mistaken, here in the U.S. 3,487 cases.
I think it's
according
up
to
to
the
4,000.
CDC. Oh,
No,
4,000 now?
It's up to
It's
4,000. I'll click it right now. It's up to 4,000.
4,700 and something.
Okay,
I'm
so
seeing. I'm
the
seeing
CDC
46.
is behind then.
Yeah, I'm reading 4667 with 87 deaths and 74 recovered. Not saying that's accurate, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying.
Now,
I'll tell you the scary shit though. On March 2nd, we had 100 cases, and no less than 2 weeks later, we're at 4,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody out there watching this right now, this ain't nothing to fuck with. I mean, we really, us younger folks, we get out and about more and more than the elderly people. We all need to take the time and check on our elderly people, or our parents, or our grandparents, or somebody else you know. But y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I was, and you're right on that. And also, if you go shopping, please, we're gonna have food. Even if we take measures that they took in Italy, that they're taking in France and Germany and Spain. Even if they go, all right, nobody can leave their homes except for grocery runs and medical reasons, like the pharmacies and stuff like that, we're gonna have more food. You will get more food. There's no reason to take and clear this stuff out. Stop being complete idiots. Stop being complete fucking assholes and think about people other than your fucking selves. Simple as that. Especially with what the fuck is it with the toilet paper? I'm still trying to figure that one out. Like, there's 3% of the people that catch this shit that actually get diarrhea. Motherfucker, there's 360 million Americans. Not everybody needs 200 fucking rolls of toilet paper. Just saying.
I want to send a quick shout out to Dollar General. 30 minutes ago, they said
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Mhm.
30 minutes ago, they came up and they said, our first hour till this shit ends we'll be selling only to senior citizens for the first hour every day. And that's how it ought to be, man.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
I think I know them, and there's a bunch of other places that have started doing that. I can't remember if it's Whole Foods or if it's, can't remember what other grocery store, but there's a lot more grocery stores are starting to take, hey, look, this hour right here of the day, this is strictly for elderly. If you're not elderly, you won't get in here. There's a set aside to make sure they can take and get what they need and they can go home.
Yes.
Which is good, because we need stuff like that, and it's nice to see companies stepping up like that.
It sure is.
Yeah, it's really good.
Vanessa is saying that she's stuck home until it's over with. So that sucks.
We're talking about like I'm saying about 6 months of this stuff.
Yeah, Trump said that it could be July or August before we take and see an end to it. And see, I think the issue is well, number one, like this, and I'll take and go ahead and do a screen share real quick so y'all can see what I'm seeing. I'll bring it up. There we go. Throngs of travelers arriving back in the U.S. are jam-packed in airports after Trump's coronavirus travel ban. Now, this is written on Sunday, so this is yesterday, and people are coming from all over the world. American citizens are coming from all over the world back to the U.S. How are you supposed to tell? You know what I'm saying? Every one of them would have to be tested individually as they're coming into the country at places like O'Hare, LAX. Even like JFK and stuff like that over on the East Coast. Do you think we have enough? You try to take and get seen right now, you're going to be told, either you don't meet the requirements or they don't have enough tests for it. So how are we supposed to take control of the spread of this when we've got people like this thronging into our airports, or that throng into our airports that could have it, and now they're going to take it home to spread it?
Yeah, because they're in a bigger crowd like that.
Exactly. Even if they're among family and friends and things of that nature, their family and friends, if they self-isolate, their friends might take and come over, might come over before they can, get into the isolation or whatever, and then carry it out and be infected, not even taking notice. So we're looking at, I think part of the problem is as soon as this stuff was like, hey, this is what's going on, there's this mysterious illness. Instead of taking and doing restriction, just travel ban immediately. China. Travel ban immediately to anywhere outside. What I also find funny is that the media, they're hyping this so bad. It's crazy. I understand that there's danger behind it, but also you're sending not only people into a panic, but you're also sending the markets into a downfall. Like they are 3,000 points it took and dropped today. 3,000. That was after dropping 2,000 a couple of times last week. So.
Well, here's one thing to remember, and I don't know how much this really counts or not, but when Trump took office, we were sitting at a little less than 18,000. We're still at a 20% increase in what we was at that. But if it keeps going this way, what the hell's going to happen? Because this don't look like it's going to stop no time soon, folks. And the sad part of it is, guys, the sad part of it is this, and I ain't even going to sugarcoat shit. People are going to die from this. Ain't trying
it's already happened.
Oh, I know it. I mean, I'm not trying to scare nobody.
South Carolina had its first death of somebody that was in a long-term nursing care facility. So it affects people that are older, 65 and older, disproportionately more than people that are 60 and younger. Like I think the death rate for 70 and older is like 15% right now.
Wow.
That's worldwide. So you think about that and you think, let's see, 16% of our population right now is 65 or older. Well, if you were to take even 5% of that and that be 70 or older, just imagine the numbers that the possibilities you're looking at for people that could be infected and die from it. You know what I'm saying? That's astronomical numbers. It's astronomical.
It's scary, man. I mean, I don't get scared very often. I'm very concerned right now, and my heart goes out to everybody affected by this and the ones who will be affected by this.
Now, as I said earlier, people, it's the regular flu is worse than this. I'm looking for it right now. I've got an article pulled up. Here we go. I found it. So I'm going to be going ahead and do a screen share. I'm going to take a read part of this to y'all.
All right, bro.
Like I said, this is it's worse than the flu, but it's not as bad as me is making it out to be. But just so you know what other countries are dealing with right now. And actually, I've got two articles I'm going to read. This one right here. Let me go back up. An American student living in Italy, and this country has I think the second most amount of American students that take and study abroad. American student living in Italy describes what it was like to watch the country shut down as a coronavirus panic spread. So, let's see. All right. At first, friends were getting sent home, and this person decided to stay. She said because the outbreak started out as the schools were just closing for a week. Some of her friends considered using the week off for travel, but then became clear that life is not going to resume as normal anytime soon. It stretched into a month before a lot of the students even took and decided, all right, we're going. A lot of the Chinese restaurants started closing, and stores and churches, cinemas, theaters, gyms, schools, university, and then any sort of place where a lot of people gather, they were just closing. And then eventually the shops, which over there right now, unless you're going to the grocery store or going to go get groceries, or you're going to take and go get medications at a pharmacy or get medical care, you cannot leave your house right now. So, and even the touristy shops remained open during holidays. Whenever she first heard about in January, there were a couple people wearing masks, and then in February, that's when you started noticing the tourists were disappearing. More people started wearing masks, and then maybe every other store was closed. It's let's see.
But I mean, they did all this. I'm sorry about it. I'm just saying they did all this, and they still had.
Oh yeah, they're still, and they took and got another 3,500 cases today.
That's the scary shit.
They're at over 20,000 cases in Italy right now, and they've got everything locked the fuck down. Only stores currently open in Italy are pharmacies and grocery stores.
I have a question for you guys. Do y'all think it's time maybe for the president and the vice president not to be around each other?
Possibly.
Just in case. I mean, seriously, just in case. We don't, this is weird, man. We've never fought nothing like this before. And just like any other virus, according to my mom, there is no cure for a virus, so.
Or you can get vaccinated for it, because even the flu the flu is a virus, but they're talking about no vaccines going to be even remotely close to being available until the middle of next year. So, see what happened in places like China. And the reason why I think they're lying, but the reason why the case numbers have started to take and dwindle that's being reported is they did what's called flattening out the curve. They took and did a complete shutdown of 2 different provinces. There's like over 30 million or so people. So that right there prevented the spread, which if I could find a video and show it on here, they were welding apartment doors shut. Like, where you take and go in at the bottom, you take and find your apartment or whatever. Without one door in or out, they were taking and welding that shit shut. So
wow, man.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
People were actually giving personal space because which they found surprising, because over there they don't know what personal space is apparently. So after a while, it just got to be where she was like, I want to go home, because she was tired of having to take and deal with all of it. So and the other thing is from Newt Gingrich, who is over there with his wife in Italy. She's the ambassador to the Holy See, which means she's ambassador over there at Vatican and stuff like that. Was watched firsthand as the Italian government has worked hard to contain the coronavirus by imposing strong public health measures to try to get the epidemic under control. Now, I'm about to read some stuff that he says that you wouldn't think Newt Gingrich is saying. Newt Gingrich is a staunch conservative, so some of the stuff you're going to be like, what the fuck, really? Measures will lead to significant economic challenges. All schools are closed. All churches are closed. All wedding and funerals are postponed. All restaurants are closed. Like I said before, everything but grocery stores and pharmacies. People are urged to work from home unless they work in special designated factories. Let's see. Steps are not an overreaction. The coronavirus is out of control in northern Italy as of 6 p.m. And this is March 10th. There were 15,000 cases. Like I said, now there's over 20,000 cases with 12,839 active cases. 1,016 deaths. Now you think about that. That's almost a 10% death rate. 1,016 deaths and 1,258 recoveries. And there were 162 total cases in Rome. The hardest hit region around Milan had to improvise its health system because it's been deeply stressed by the sheer number of patients. In Milan and Brescia, field hospitals have been set up into fairgrounds, and local hospitals have been drowning patients. Because the demand for respirators and intensive care has been beyond any previous planning, doctors have been forced into the kind of triage thinking developed for intense battlefield casualty situations. There are reports that emergency room doctors are allotting respirators to those with higher life expectancy due to the limited equipment in the hardest hit areas of the province. If you're older or have other illnesses, you simply may not be eligible for treatment. So they're having to take and decide on who lives and who dies.
Right.
The impact of restricting travel is clear and continuing. Number 2 airports in Milan and Rome are being closed. The main airports in Italy's 2 largest cities have decreased flights. Most are almost empty. 158 arrived in Rome on direct flights from the U.S. Italy depends on 14% of its total economy on tourism. That's a big chunk of what your economy is dependent on to take and not be getting it. So the Colosseum alone attracts an average of 21,000 tourists a day. Right now, it's closed. So,
at a bare minimum, that's $21,000 a day. Everybody spends $1, which they do more than that.
Oh yeah. So he says that Trump was right to cut off travel from China, and then to cut it off from Europe and the UK as well. So yeah, it's and also you got to think he says America has a uniquely vulnerable population too. There are tens of thousands of homeless people in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. If the coronavirus begins spreading among those folks who also suffer from malnutrition and other health problems, the losses could be catastrophic. And he's completely correct. Should be planning for worst case pandemic and using the kind of intensity of implementation, which served us so well in World War II. Getting enough ventilators, masks, intensive care units, treatment medications, aggressive community-wide testing are minimum steps to saving lives and stopping the pandemic. So, yeah. So this is just a couple of the things that, and the other thing is, like I said, the doctors over there they're basically going home whenever they're able to go home, feeling like complete crap because they're having to take and tell people, or they're telling patients, oh yeah, you'll be fine, knowing full well they're going to wind up dying. So what's up to Rod J and to Juggalo? Nice to see y'all.
Good to see you, Jug. Good to see you too, Rod.
Juggalo, I say give it a couple more days and wait for a little more stuff to hit the bottom, because it's still it went down 3,000 points a day. I don't know when it's going to stop going down. Now, I will say this, the airlines, they've been staying relatively stable, and it's only because Trump's took and pushed money into that sector. So
it's
yeah. What do you think about the drive in?
Oh yeah, the drive-through clinics.
I think they need more of them. I think.
Here's my honest opinion. Like Brad called to see if he could get tested and got told that he doesn't take and meet any of the requirements, knowing full fucking well if you take and read the shit that he meets the fucking requirements. I don't know how the other states are, but in the state of South Carolina, they're so fucking strict in who they're going to take and test. Oh, and that's the other thing that I don't quite get. Don't go for testing if you don't show any symptoms. No, motherfucker. If you think you might have been in contact with somebody who had the shit because they're showing symptoms, go get fucking tested. Don't tell people that, because even if they're not showing symptoms, they're still fucking fucking infectious. Over 50% of the people that tested positive in China never showed a fucking symptom.
Wow.
Unless they want it to spread. I mean, it's starting to really sound that way, folks. I mean, we could have had a fucking jump and a half on this. Look at Russia. Russia ain't got none right now. You know why?
Yeah,
Russia. Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah, they got 50 cases.
Oh, 50. Okay, well, I haven't heard of that. I heard that they shut every damn thing down. Said no. Canada closed down the border just a little while ago for every non-Canadian citizen.
Yeah,
really?
And see, buddy, that is part of the problem. There aren't enough tests in the U.S., but we should take in. We've got enough biochemical industries here in this country, and we've got one that actually takes and makes the test in this country. They could actually, we could put on order for them. Hey, look, crank up here's all the money that you're going to need, and then some. Make enough tests. People can get tested twice. Every citizen in the U.S. can get tested at least twice. That's what they need to fucking do.
Here's my question. The one thing a whole lot of people ain't talking about. There's 27 million uninsured Americans in this country right now. I'm one of them 27 million. God forbid that shit happens to me. What am I going to do? Are they going to see me? Will they let me in?
Oh, yeah, no, they're going to let you in. They have to. Well,
I feel like China have to pay for this shit, because hell, they're the ones who started this motherfucker.
Cheers, Tweety. Yes, I've seen that. I was reading that earlier.
Tweety, I'm sorry to hear that, baby.
Yeah, Tweety actually, she tweeted earlier about that, and I was like, and I commented on it, because it is there. Her state's basically on lockdown. San Francisco just initiated a 24-hour curfew, where basically, unless you worked for a grocery store or for medical field, you don't leave. You take and do whatever work you got to at the house. Same thing, San Diego's. I think they just took and started a curfew as well, but they haven't took and put as strong of restrictions yet.
Michael Kormioff, he said who was getting New Jersey?
New Jersey was hit with a curfew as well. I'll be honest with you, folks.
Yeah.
I think the media. I remember you said that too. And exactly. And see, and that's the thing for me is everybody thinks of, people being financially affected, not only because you can't go to work, you're looking at small businesses that might take and go out of business if this thing has to take. And if, let's say they take and decide, all right, we're going to take and do a national curfew. You can't take and leave your house. And they take and do it for 2 months or something like that, or they do it for 45 days or 30 days. You think of how many small businesses, because I don't give a shit what the U.S. does as far as the stock market is concerned. They just pumped $2.5 trillion into the stock market.
Yeah.
They did that, and they basically cut interest rates to 0%. You can't do that for every small business in the U.S. So my thing is you're going to see small businesses take and go under. You're going to see people that come out of this, they might take and go, oh, yeah, we're not going to take and do we're not going to cut off your utilities during this, but afterwards they're going to want their fucking money.
A guy I know for 50 miles away from me, he's like my second family. When my dad wasn't around, he was always there for me growing up. He was second in command over the oil here in Arkansas, the second head duck. He told me today that if nothing changes this entire week, gas nationwide will probably be looking about 89 cents a gallon by next Sunday.
And see, that's going to take, and that's already.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, people are going to love the gas prices, but what it's doing to the energy sector right now is completely fucking shit up.
They ain't going to love everybody touching them damn pumps.
But they take and shut everything down. They won't have to take and worry about that. Who's going to need to drive anywhere at that point?
Well, that's true, too. And by the way, the number one tweet at one time day on Twitter was martial law, Marshall. It's not Marshall, folks. It's Marshall, Martial.
Oh, I'm sure they took and spelled it like that so it didn't get deleted by Twitter. Yeah, actually,
okay, that makes sense.
Our school, our kids at school, they're offering free hot lunches. That's the other thing is if you got these kids that live in households that are in abject poverty who they get nutritious meals at breakfast and lunch for the day at the schoolhouse.
Yep.
It's also going to affect them. And I've seen.
And what about the ones who live with abusive step parents after they're taken away from their houses?
Or hell, even abusive parents.
Fathers or parents, yeah. I know.
On that's stuff that's going to wind up. And that's the other thing is the sheriff's departments and stuff like that have started initiating policies to where they'll take your report over the phone. Unless it's like an emergency situation, they're not coming out. Question is, what does that do to crime rates at that point? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're about to have a snowball effect. I think I'm not so much concerned about this epidemic or this pandemic. I'm not so much worried about that. I'm younger. I've got good health. I'm more concerned with older folks because it's going to disproportionately affect them. I'm more concerned with the snowball effects of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of folks aren't looking at snowball effects of this shit because this one thing's going to snowball into another.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Everything's intertwined.
It's kind of like the herpes virus. Just when you get herpes and you get rid of herpes, don't mean that you're done with herpes. It's still in your body, folks. You know what else is what's the word? It's not that chicken pox. It's like when you get chicken pox one time, you got like an 80% chance to get shingles one time in your life. It's a strain of the herpes virus, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what this is going to do in the long run. And I hope it don't do nothing. I hope this shit just gets over with quick and everybody's safe.
That's another thing we're talking about was, I think Alan brought that up where they were saying in like, I don't know, it was in China and maybe Japan or something. No, South Korea maybe, where they were saying that some people tested positive again later on.
Oh, it's more than just China and South Korea now. It's let's see.
Okay.
But
that's what I'm worried about. What if you get this and go through this whole thing and then you can catch it again? You know, but
So that's one of the things that Forbes took and asked. You think that one positive testing positive for SARS-CoV-2 or coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever, and surviving would be that you won't get affected by the virus again, at least not during the pandemic. They're asking, is that true? Well, a female tour bus guide in Japan who tested positive for the virus tested positive for it after recovering from it. So she caught it again. Well, was that actually prove reinfection, or is it just a mistake in the testing, or did they have a weak immune
That's
system?
what I'm wondering. Yeah,
Well,
that's
a man,
what the doctor.
a man is in his 70s, and see, this is really where it's going to take and hurt stuff. Is a man in his 70s who first tested positive for SARS COVID-2 on February 14th while on Diamond Princess cruise ship after being transferred to a medical facility in Tokyo. He stayed there until tested negative for the virus. On March 2nd, he left the facility and traveled home via public transportation. However, he eventually began feeling sick with fever, which prompted him to go to a hospital on March 13th. The following day, he tested positive for the virus again. And there's a February 14th article from Coxon, a Beijing, China-based media group that is entitled 14% of recovered COVID-19 patients tested positive again. So that's the other big concern, and that's not something that's being reported on a whole lot, is the fact that there are people testing them positive twice for this stuff. So that's two bouts of being infectious that you got to take and go through and set up for, and that lends itself to the question again, how long is this stuff going to take and go out? You know, how long is it going to be going for? So, Swami, what's up, buddy? Ooh, dang.
Cheers, Swami.
Great goodness, though.
Wow.
Swami here. Sorry to hear that, brother.
And see,
It's
Rod,
affecting everybody.
that's what I was saying. We could have had a real good jump on it, but I just think all of this shit's been fucking fumbled from the start. Like, I don't think, and I could go into conspiracy theory on this, but I don't think I'm going to on this, just because that could take and lead us down some rabbit holes that will take and either get y'all thinking I'm crazy as fuck, or get y'all thinking like, holy shit, we don't need protesting right now because we could all get thrown in jail for being more than 10 people at a time gathered together in one place, and it's not a church service. Just saying.
There's only one crazy fucker on this panel. Go ahead, buddy.
But yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff we could go into on the reason why they waited so late, because there's two different sides of that stuff, and it's just
a week and a half ago, Trump called it a hoax. Just saying.
Well, like I said, it's no hoax. Like I said, my cousin got it, and then my brother got it from him. I'm thankful I wasn't around any of them. But
that was my next question.
Yeah,
man.
no, I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't in contact with either one of them, but my cousin said it is no joke. It's one of the worst things he's ever got.
And he's a respiratory therapist, right? He's saying it's one of the worst things he's ever had.
It just affected him real bad. My brother seemed like it didn't. He's still both of them's fever broke though, so that's good. And
I just sent you the link video. So,
but one thing they both said, I've been talking to both of them, texting them and everything, and both of them had they started out with the cough. You know what I mean? You get a real bad cough with it, usually, or both of them did, and then they said he started feeling like really tired, just like a flu symptoms. And then, but the thing about this, they both said this to me separately, that the headache is what is amazing. They both had massive headaches, and it's just now going away. Like we're talking about migraine, want to cry headaches.
No,
so, I don't know if that's common in everybody, but and also 4 days is exactly when they were in contact till they got it. 4 days.
Wow.
So it took them 4 days after they got contact till they had they really started having symptoms really bad. So,
damn.
So you could be around somebody and not even know it 4 days later. So.
I'm going to tell y'all something. I didn't really recognize it till today, but you don't really appreciate certain things, like us being musicians. We live for that crowd. That crowd's gone now. You go over to Walmart, there's a crowd. All the political people, this is going to kill. How's this going to work for the election if this shit ain't over with by then? Is everybody just going to do a mail-in order? A mail-in vote? I mean, Trump ain't going to pull 50,000 or whatever amount he says he pulls at these things. Well, this is really going to affect some shit, man.
All right, so real quick, Blake, and I'll go into that in a minute, because I've got theories.
Ahead,
I said, we might take and going ahead and I might take and break some stuff out that I think. But anyways, you said your grandma took and caught all y'all and said, "Stay the fuck away until this shit blows over." Basically,
Yes. Yes.
See, my mom.
She's also lost $10,000 to $11,000 in the last week in the stock market.
Cool, gracious day in the morning.
Yeah, I thought I was having a shitty Sunday.
Damn.
Yeah.
My mom yesterday, she woke up. Everything was fine. She took a nap. She woke back up. Couldn't talk and complete. She didn't know anything. Basically, she couldn't take and give her birthday, her twin's birthday. She couldn't form sentences. They took and run tests on her and stuff like that. They sent her home, said nothing was fucking wrong with her. When she woke up this morning, she was able to take and halfway talk a little bit. She took another nap, woke back up, same thing all over again. They took her to a different hospital to get more tests. They figured they've come to the conclusion that she's had a stroke, and they took and did brain scan and seen that there's a spot on the brain, and they're saying it's not a blood clot, which I hope to God that they're right on that, but that it's a spot where blood's no longer going to the brain. So, but as of right now, it's only, she's in ICU, and it's only one visitor at a time. So, and luckily, thankfully, her husband, he's a good dude. I love him to death. He's been by her side the whole damn time since all this shit started. So, you know, it's one of those things. Vanessa, it is stroke. They said it is brought on. Hold on, somebody didn't get the memo on Facebook that I was live and asked me to join them. So, but yeah, they said it was stroke brought on by diet pills. Now, whether or not that's the case, I don't know. But you know, it's definitely a stroke. They say they can say for certain that she had a stroke. So I think now they've been running tests and stuff like that, and they're going to continue running tests, I guess, to see what the mental capacity is and you know how much it's affected and things of that nature.
I just want to let both you guys know I got your bunch and his mama on about 11 prayer lists right now, and we got some more coming because I don't know who all's religious. I mean, I'm not the most super religious person in the world, but I think a lot of people need to start praying. I really, really believe that. And if you don't pray, send positive energy or something, because something's got to break with this, guys. Because this is just terrible. The things with his mama, his family. I mean, hell, compared to that, Granny ain't got no problems in the world. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, it seems like it's been one thing after another for the last couple of months. It seems it really does.
Yeah, that is, just, man.
I don't know.
Well,
so
I mean,
let's see.
The thing is,
you're right, Swami.
It's definitely not a death sentence, and I mean, you know, it's nothing to be like just totally panicked over, but it's something you don't want to get either.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just like you're getting a flu or something. It's a real strong flu. Like you'll know you got it, but I guess it depends on your immunity though. So immune system.
Yeah.
Now, Blake, you asked about what they're going to take and do for the elections and stuff like that. I'll be honest with you. Depending on how long this stuff carries on, I think we might see some interesting stuff. I think we might see the people with the tinfoil hats that have had tinfoil hats on for the last 20 years on some of this stuff, like National Defense Authorization Act. You might see some of this stuff come to fruition finally. Whether or not it actually happens is a different story, but under auspices of the National Defense Authorization Act, they can actually take and enact martial law. They can nationalize industry, which means they can put everybody back to work. And,
if they do that, and Trump stay in office?
Yes, they can suspend and do away with the elections, and they can take and suspend and do away with Congress as well.
Wow. Okay.
That's under the National Defense Authorization Act. The only time that and the National Defense Authorization Act is set up to take and be called in the cases of national emergency and in cases of national interest. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you got you got that side of this that people are worried about, and then also you got on the other side of the coin, you've got people worried that the media and the left are taking and screaming bloody murder over this and trying to make Trump look as bad as possible to crash the stock markets. So that way, by the time November rolls around, he won't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting reelected. But then, like I said, you got the flip side of that of what could be enacted on that side. So you got there's a lot of different factors that go into this. There's a lot of different things that people are worried about, and some of them might be overblown, some of it for good reason. But just looking at what we've seen in other countries and stuff like that, I said this at the beginning of this, whenever China took and shut down 2 provinces of over 30 million people, this is a test run. This is going to wind up being a test run is what I thought was going to wind up happening. And you see all these different cities and stuff like that setting up curfews. Again, I think this is going to be a dry test run. So take that as you will, but those are my honest thoughts. And I understand we've got to take and do certain things in the interest of public health. I'm not fucking ignorant of that fact. So don't take and, immediately write me off as a fucking redneck. That's not the fucking case. I'm very reasoned out with a lot of this stuff. Very much so. And I don't take and go anything half fucking cocked.
But on his defense, at the same time, we should have been smarter this too as a country. And if that guy called it and that guy called it, I think shit would have been done a little quicker. Just saying.
So we should have, as soon as they seen this stuff happening in China and the reports were coming out of Wuhan, they should have immediately shut down everything from every other country in the world.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in dire, it's a dire situation in the world as far as the way countries and governments are thinking. Whenever you've got the government of Mexico telling the U.S., hey, keep your fucking people over there until this shit blows over. Normally, you don't see that kind of shit. They're like, hey, let you motherfuckers come in because we get all that tourist money. But you don't see that happening right now. El Salvador has shut their borders to every foreign national that would take and come for any fucking reason. You've got Central American countries. You've got fucking European nations, our nation. You've got Canada. Hey, you can't take and come here unless you're a Canadian citizen or a U.S. citizen. They've actually said the U.S. citizens can enter, but I don't think that's going to last for very much longer, just with how much it's spreading, because you don't know.
Well, it's really weird when Canada shuts down their border on us, and you see the bridge up there and all these 18-wheelers trying to bring shit in.
What's up, Brad? So, what did your doctor say today, homie? What did the doctor say?
I haven't been. I go tomorrow. I was going to tell you about the Teladoc and what led up to me doing it. Last Wednesday, I cut the grass and have all these wet leaves and shit. I cut all that, mowed it all up. Felt fine Wednesday night. Thursday, started coughing and kind of hurting in my chest. Kind of put it off as allergies. And then by Thursday afternoon, every time I cough, I let out like a whistle every time I cough. And finally, I had to use my rescue inhaler because it got to the point every time I breathe, I start to do that whistling, wheezing sound. So I took the rescue inhaler. And Friday, kind of the same thing. And Friday night, I started having a bad fever. And then I woke up Saturday morning, it was all gone. Every bit of no problem, no really cough, whatever. Well, Saturday night, I started coughing again.
Coughing.
Woke up Sunday morning around 3 a.m. coughing so hard, and like my back was hurt, started gagging, blood started showing up on the rag I was coughing in, just little spots of blood.
Damn.
So I kept on with that all morning. I had my little boy too at the time, so all the parents come get him, and it just got worse and worse. And then my fever started to go up, so I called Teladoc, and they basically told me that I fit the criteria, except for one, my fever wasn't high enough yet to be tested, and then two, I haven't had any direct exposure to anybody who had been, told that they have it.
You don't know who you've been around, though.
Yeah, that's because I work with the public, so I work around people all day long, so there's no telling who I've been around. But today, like I said, my fever spiked out last night about 102.3, and then it crashed, which is great. So I finally took some Mucinex. I got this stuff right here, which is about the best thing I've found.
Really? Mucinex.
Yeah, this stuff's a miracle worker. Like you tell right now, I don't I'm still coughing, but it ain't my chest and back and ribs hurt so bad right now. I don't even want to cough.
Hmm.
And
So you
called
still don't
my
know.
what's that, Jeremy?
You still don't know what you have yet, then, right?
No, I called my doctor today and talked to her for about 10 minutes. And she said it's probably one of 4 things, either allergies or that bad. Or 2, she said that she's had about 4 guys come in that cut grass so far this spring because we've been so wet that they've been exposed to mold.
Oh, okay.
Mold dust and mold spores and breathing it in. And
Boy, that ain't worth a damn. Damn, dude.
Mm.
or another one was just a regular respiratory infection, and 4, of course, the virus is going around. So find out tomorrow morning. I got labs first thing in the morning, and then my doctor's appointment's a little bit later. And then we'll go from there.
Hey, brother, I'm praying for you, man.
Yeah, we all are, homie.
Seriously, dog.
Yeah, you can tell you still ain't feeling good at all.
I can
Sound
see
like
it.
you ain't feeling worth shit.
Like I said, I'm on so much shit right now. I'm on all my allergy medicine, this cough medicine. I've done drank about 2 of these with rum and Coke.
Hey, shit, I don't blame you.
Hell no.
I don't blame you.
Now,
Fuck it, I drink one too. I'm 6 or 7, hell.
Well,
no, but like right now, I don't even want to cough. Like I said, my ribs and back hurt so bad from coughing today and yesterday that I'm doing whatever I can not to.
You see, I think that's one of the other problems with this stuff is the fact that the criteria that they want you to fits so much other shit that how many people are we going to miss testing on? You know what I'm saying? How many people we're going to miss testing on that might wind up taking and spreading it because they got told they've got something else and weren't even tested because they didn't meet the criteria or all of the criteria when they had 3 out of 4 or however many of it, and it spread. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I said I think we need to take and test everybody that comes in that thinks they might have it because they're showing, even if they're not showing us something, they just, hey, I think this person over here had it that I come in contact with. Fucking test them, get it out the way, and get them out the fucking door. So that way we don't, you know what I'm saying? Because if hopefully it's not. Hopefully you don't have it. That way you don't have to. I'm pretty sure you've probably already been self-isolating and stuff like that.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me is my kid. He goes back and forth between my house and his mom's house and my grandparents. His mama's mother, his grandmother on his mama's side, whatever you call it, she has leukemia, so I can't let him go over there if he's sick. And then my grandfather has COPD. So
did we just wake up and this is hell? I mean, hell is fuck. It's hurting everybody. Gosh,
hell, we thought 2019 was rough.
Yeah. I seen a meme. Somebody took and posted about 2019. Everybody's like, "Fuck, this sucks." And 2020 said, "Here, hold my Corona."
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Hey, it's like Twitty said in the chat. Mexico's wanting Trump to get that damn wall up now.
I saw that guy who had that picture said, "You did it, you crazy son of a bitch."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the thing I think about it is that they would test everybody, but there's not enough tests still.
I think that's their goal. Is if you want to do it.
I listened to the news about UAMS is supposed to have a new in Little Rock. They're going to get a new where they can test in house, and they can do like 1,000 a day or some crazy amount. And
let's see that
they're going to have in-house testing to do it quick.
Well, it's like all them centers are setting up, and they want everybody to go down there. Granny asked me, "What do you think?" And in just my opinion, I said, "Baby, I wouldn't go because everybody going to flock right there. They always put that thermometer thing on your head. Now, who's to say that shit don't pick up? I mean, I'm just saying, stay inside. If you're over 65, 70 years old, and you ain't got to get out, don't get out, man.
If you ain't got the symptoms, stay your ass in your house.
Just stay inside. Watch Lifetime. Watch Fox News or MSNBC.
They do not want you coming to the ER unless you are like really bad.
No. I'll make a correction. No, watch Lifetime or watch some ID channel. Don't watch Fox News or motherfucking MSNBC.
Well, I'm just
don't watch none of the news right now, please, for the love of God, because you'll give yourself a heart attack.
That's what the old people like.
Old people need to change it. This is what sucks. This is one of the things that for me that sucks. Other than the fact that old people are so disproportionately affected by it, like Malta said kids seem to be the carriers, and they do. Their
They
immune
do.
systems that they don't, it doesn't seem to affect them like it affects everybody else. Like I think the mortality rate amongst kids is like 0.01%. Everything else is it's like 0.3, 0.8, 0.1. You know, so it's higher along all until you get hit the age of 50, and then it really jumps at 60, and it really jumps again at 70. Because it goes from like 3% to like 6%, and then to like 15% once you
15.
can get from 50 on up.
Over 80 is like fuck 22%, dude. On Twitter, they call it the boomer doomer for all the baby boomers.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
and see, one of the
Am I
problems
the
that
one lagging, or is it y'all?
what's that?
Am I the one lagging out, or is it y'all?
I don't know. You're lagging here and there, but it's not like that noticeable.
All right.
I was gonna say one of the things I did read, and I went ahead and shut down the article, but right now in Italy, there's 65 and over patients that have it that are in intensive care. They've got a 50% death rate.
man, prayers for Italy, dude.
And everybody goes, oh, this is no worse than the common flu. The common flu has got less than a 1% mortality rate or fatality rate amongst people 60 and over. Now you think about that for a second. And Italy has one of the best healthcare systems, rated one of the best healthcare systems in Europe. 50% death rate amongst those 65 and older.
Their doctor their doctor 2 weeks ago got on YouTube and was begging us, please take it serious now. This ain't a whose dick is bigger than each other's, you know, not like that.
Yeah.
Take it serious now, and we didn't. Go
Well,
ahead.
And I don't think they're still taking it serious enough.
No.
Now, are you talking about 65 and older that have been put in the hospital for it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming, okay, because there's probably a lot of them that haven't.
MLR,
Yeah.
we need some good news. Hey,
Oh,
by the
you
way,
you can
the
tell me I'm the only one that can wear a mask right now. So
Hey, MLR, by the way, CDC came out today encouraging every man to shave their beard to prevent coronavirus. Dude, look.
I'm ready, buddy.
Hey,
Where's my mask?
he may be ready, but he's good looking. Without this shit on my chin, homie, I don't know what would be scared off first, the virus or chicks. No.
Yeah, I'm not shaving my beard. I stay at home anyways, so I'm no threat to the general public.
You can tell BDO doesn't feel good.
No, not at all.
Oh,
So
sorry about that.
Damn. It's all good, buddy.
Oh,
BDO, you gotta get feeling better, man. You can't leave me here with this awesome panel and chat without you, bro.
I'll be all right.
exactly.
I've had H1N1, I had mono, and I had the measles as a kid. It takes a lot to get me down.
Well,
Yeah.
I should have done that, but damn, I apologize. I'm just going to still here, man.
Vanessa's right, because what happens is it progresses to the point of where it causes the pneumonia. They think one of the other things that's been one of the big reasons why people over 60 have died, and especially those over 65 and then over 70, is that your body's immune system starts attacking your body. That's another thing that they're thinking might be the case.
Plus these bastards right here.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I catch any youngin with a cigarette, Uncle Blake gonna bitch slap you. Just letting you know right now. You've been forewarned. Sorry, but I think they said the other day 72% of Italy, the old timers, they smoke. Like, damn.
Yeah. And see, that's the other thing is the amount of smokers they have, because they've got we've got let's see, it's like 14 or 13% of our population smokes. Over there it's like 28.9% of the population smokes. So
Yeah, that will make a difference on their death toll too. You're right.
yeah. So that's one of those things. I mean, it's I'll tell you what, folks, I've been wanting to take and go live before now. Like I've had so much stuff going on. I've been wanting to take and do live streams. I'm gonna start taking and do my videos again here in the next day or two. I've still got some, once I know a little bit more about the mom and everything like that, whether or not I actually might have to make a trip and shit like that. But I will have more videos coming out. But I do plan on doing this more often, is live streaming, because hell, I've got it for a year now, so might as well take advantage of it. I haven't till now. It's just shit. I hate be coming back and this be what the fuck we're talking about instead of me going, oh, look at this beautiful truck right here, or oh, look at this car and the battery pack and blah 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 blah. I'd much rather be talking about that shit because this stuff right here is not fun at all because this is something that's affecting all of us and not just a certain segment of a certain market that's going to take and be thinking about purchasing stuff. I'd rather be talking about that kind of stuff because it's a smaller bit of people that are actually going to be looking at that stuff and being like, oh yeah, this everybody needs to have this fucking information, at least the base facts of it, so that way they can make informed decisions before they go out in the fucking public. That they can calm down some because goddamn, we've seen so much fucking stupidity in the last fucking 3 weeks.
Yes.
Stop buying up all the fucking toilet paper and the fucking canned goods, you fucking morons out there that take a run across this. And if you're wondering, I wonder who those morons are, you're one of them. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
go ahead, Jay. Go ahead. Buddy.
I mean, everybody's got in their mind, hey, this is going to be like a
long-term event.
Yeah. So I mean, we may be joking with them, but they may have been the smart ones.
oh no, I'm not joking with them. Stop being fucking morons. This isn't a fucking hurricane that you're preparing for.
Yeah.
This isn't a hurricane. This is if they take and go, oh, you can't take it. We're going to shut everything down but the grocery stores and pharmaceuticals. That means that on Fridays, you'll still be able to take and go get yourself and your family some fucking food, whether that's using emergency issued fucking food stamps, because trust me, if they do that nationwide, they're going to take and be issuing those, or if it's because of the fact that they took and set it up to where people that are affected by this and have to stay home because of the coronavirus or whatever, they'll still get money because they'll take and pay the employers or take and actually pay that. You'll still take and fucking stop. Take and think logically for a minute. Take and think about the person that's next to you. Get your shit to take and go for a week and be done with it. Leave stuff for the elderly people. Leave stuff for people who might have larger families. Leave stuff for people who need it the fucking most. Don't clear everything out. Make sure I got enough for my family. We can eat for a week and then fuck off. Get home.
And these kids nowadays, I mean, we started off snorting condoms, eating Tide Pods. Now they're all licking toilets and shit. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Hey, they may have.
Yeah.
Like a rock.
You said they're licking toilet seats.
No shit, dude. This is a brand new thing. You saw this shit? These fucking kids now are taking the coronavirus challenge, and they're going up to fucking public urinals, public toilets. Folks,
lick a door handle. It'd be more effective. You're going to pass it through your hands. Lick the outside the door handle before you go in, motherfucker. There you go.
What little fucking hope I had for you next generations, y'all may have just made it smaller. Because that, I don't understand that, man.
That's the other group of people who have a 12-inch erection. Those people have been couponing because they got stockpiles and they're like, toilet paper, no, we're not worried. We got 6 years worth in the dining room.
Whooping that.
Talking about somebody licking toilet seats. They're more about to catch hepatitis, not coronavirus.
Yeah. Damn right.
Hey, wouldn't that be funny though? They die of fucking hepatitis. I mean, sorry, I think it'd be funny as hell.
Buddy is correct. That Darwin will take care of them.
Darwin will take care of dumb shits. It's like the Tide Pod.
Buddy, I totally agree, brother.
But it's just,
it's a sad time we're living in, man.
So there's the coronavirus stuff, the big V facts and talk. I think that's about all we can really give to you. And
yeah, we're about in on an hour too.
I ain't worried about that. I got free time. I got all the time in the world. I haven't even I don't think I've streamed on this channel for over almost a month now as it stands anyway. So
42 days, 3 hours and 15 minutes, but who's counting?
Apparently you asshole.
Sorry, you gotta give me one joke. By the way, everybody on Facebook saying right now, man, say something funny. Dude, we do our shit for entertainment, but this is not an entertaining subject. We're just
I appreciate you too, Alex. Appreciate you watching, buddy.
Well, I didn't know we were on Facebook too.
No, I'm on Facebook.
No.
They're watching me. They're just watching. They're like, man, say something funny. This ain't like Friday Night Throwdown. This ain't an entertainment show, folks.
This is not. Normally,
real shit.
Well,
Oh.
the beginning of this wasn't an entertainment show. We can take and get into some more lighthearted subjects now if y'all want to. I've seen so much stuff with this, and I've kind of taken it. What's gotten me the most is number one, the people with the toilet paper and just clearing everything out, but also the people going, "Oh, the flu is worse than this. The flu kills worse people, motherfucker. This has been going for 3 months."
That was me,
Shut
folks.
the.
That
I was like,
me,
you know,
folks.
I was
Being
like,
honest.
Well, I was going to say something about the flu. Human body's been fighting the flu virus for thousands of years. It goes every year, comes through. We fought different coronaviruses, but nowhere near as many. So the human body is more prepared to fight a flu virus, no matter what strain it is, unless it's something completely different, like the Spanish flu, which was completely different from A or B at that time.
yeah,
It was just a completely new strand. So for the most part, you do have some immunity to the flu virus, and the vaccine helps a little bit more. So you kind of have that natural fighting capability. With this, you do not.
Well, I guess we finally figured out what North Korea and China meant about October, November last year after Trump put all them tariffs on them and shit, and they said they were going to send us a Christmas gift. Just saying, it's starting to look that way, folks.
I'll be right back.
Sure, buddy. Brad, you gotta get feeling better, man.
Oh,
Buddy,
this.
I can see it in your eyes, homie.
Oh,
Dang.
like I said, man, I haven't got a lot of sleep. Just been coughing so much. I'm taking cat naps whenever I can. But chamomile tea, honey, and a little bit of milk makes a big difference.
Rest is the number one thing you can do, though.
He was right on that. Get you a lot of rest, brother.
Yeah. That way your body can, fight, save all its energy to fight whatever you got,
Until I started losing weight, I honestly didn't know how helpful sleep was. I thought, if you ate a meal and then you go to bed, it's just going to build up. Well, then you learn, okay, don't eat a meal before bed and let your body just recover itself, because your body desperately needs rest.
Yep. So, the thing is when you lay down, especially me, I lay down completely flat, start coughing.
Well, yeah, you need to set up. You can, rest, setting up and laying down. I mean, you don't need to lay down the whole time.
Yeah, when I'm sitting in my recliner, I slump off to one side of it, and then I get my back gets to hurt, and then I got to wake up. So it's just when you can.
Hey, Collective Beard, you see what wife said in the chat, brother? Said, next topic, how amazingly awesome Erie is.
At everything but Call of Duty.
Oh, snap. Shots fired.
She tried playing last night, and I might take and set her up an account and have her play with me on Warzone and stuff like that.
Sweet, dude.
So
wait a minute, wait.
That way she can get better at it.
Are you saying there's some good news today? I consider that good news.
Well, I do have a piece of advice, folks. Instead of taking and stocking up on toilet paper and stuff like that, stock up on canned goods and condoms. It'll probably do you better if everything gets shut down.
Damn right.
Just saying. Also, stock up on some good beer. So that's another good thing, important thing. And just think, in a tight spot, you can use it as a diet food, because people have been doing diets using nothing but beer. Great way to take it. It's got. Look, you could create. The ingredients for this could either be could have been used for bread, but instead they made beer with it. So you've got carbs in here. You've got everything that's needed to survive.
Get you a cheap bottle of whiskey. My grandpa told me he lost 50 pounds drinking whiskey. I said, really? He said, yeah. I drank a whole bottle of shit. I smarted off to the wrong guy. He punched me in the mouth. He knocked all my teeth out. Broke my jaw. I couldn't eat, chew nothing for about 6 months. I lost 50 pounds.
That's a heck of a diet,
Yeah.
That's almost like saying just start doing meth. You'll lose some weight.
That's like saying I'm the nicest guy in prison.
It's like I said they're on a method diet. What do you say? Meth head diet. Oh, meth head diet.
He says he's a crystal Methodist.
Malted, you seem to have you got a plant. So you're gonna have a strong hand.
Hey, Swami, you gonna look like Quagmire on that episode of Family
That's
Guy.
what I'm going for.
Okay, look, you lasted like a minute and a half in the game before somebody shot you from the side because you don't know how to look no further than this right here. So
I was about to say that's more like Alan in the bedroom.
Oh
God. He's feeling better, folks.
And it's a sick guy for the win, folks.
Cheers, Georgie.
Hey, Georgie.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah.
Cheers
At
to
this
everybody.
point, we've pretty much given the coronavirus or the COVID or SARS, because we don't want YouTube going, hey, you can't be saying that shit, because they've been doing that.
Yeah, they have.
They've been doing what now?
Oh,
They've been taking and censoring people who say
you can't convince me
coronavirus.
that episode of the BNA show when I kept dropping out, we was talking about that shit, wasn't it? It ain't dropped out since, bro. That was some crazy shit. But yeah, if you talk about the virus too much, they try shutting you down and shit.
Yeah, it's craziness.
Because you're starting propaganda in their words, but if you turn on the news, they're doing the same shit, and that's called ratings. So
I just wish people stop sharing all this stupid shit on Facebook. As far as
Oh, wow. Important. Due to COVID-19, we will conduct fewer human reviews to protect the health of our extended workforce. Unfortunately, as a result, we may remove content that does not violate our community guidelines. That's like saying, hey, we're going to fuck up. Oops, beforehand. So maybe here in the next couple of days, we'll be doing a 2K celebration, because I'm at 1991 at the moment.
Oh, good.
I haven't put out a video in almost a month now, and this shit's just flabbergasting to me.
hey man, we'll hit it one day. But like you said earlier, tonight's not about that. We just get on here talking to our friends, talking to our family in the chat, other people who watching right now. Please take this shit serious. It's not a death threat or a death killer, like he said, but do your job, ladies and gentlemen. Wash
Exactly.
your hands. Wash your hands. Check on the elderly.
And if you needed this as a reminder to wash your hands, you're a sick fuck anyways. But anyways, it's more serious than the flu, but it's not going to take and kill all of humanity. It's fall somewhere in between. I shouldn't be worried and full on panic. Just keep that in mind. Keep in mind the fellow person next to you. Keep them in mind. Keep the elderly in mind, because they're more affected by this than anybody else. Keep them in mind. Whenever you go out in public, or whenever you go out and want to take and visit someone, remember this stuff.
And if you're at a Walmart and you see an elderly lady trying to get some toilet paper and she can't reach it, and you don't get it for her, if you don't get it for her, you a sorry motherfucker. Period.
Well, just remember, I know we're all old enough to remember it, but remember how everything was right after 9/11. How everybody pulled together, started doing that.
That'll start
to shine back through, as long as we ain't forgot who we are.
That's true.
As a country, it'll start to shine through here shortly. We'll pull through it.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Where is Nave?
We got a bad start on it though, but maybe they can turn around.
Yeah, I was taking.
Right after 9/11, there was a lot of panic and everything too at first, for the first few days, and then you seen how everybody kind of got their wits and came together. So kind of just everybody didn't know what was going on. Government was doing a bunch of weird shit. Same thing here. It's just give it a few minutes for things to get rolling, and then everybody will kind of as a country without the government will pull themselves together.
Did y'all see Trump today about 3:00 on the news?
Yeah.
Did y'all not? Did you notice how concerned he looked?
Yes.
I mean, this wasn't fucking. I bombed the shit out of him. This was. He didn't.
It was complete 180 from yesterday.
Yes.
Well, and this is people. This is what gets me. And I look. I'm not saying he hasn't said stuff that's that they've had to take and come back and correct later. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not saying that the response to this wasn't slow, because it has been. And I'm being all honesty, it has been slow. But in all of the press conferences he's had, I have to give it to him. He's tried to keep a calm demeanor and try to give as many facts as he knows them, or if they've been presented to him. And he's been trying to keep everything level and everything an appearance of calm, even though he's probably freaking the fuck out, because he's seeing all of his citizens freak the fuck out. And on top of that, he's got the news media taking excoriate him, and the fucking Democrats basically call him racist because he shut down borders.
And an election year.
But these same motherfuckers are praising other countries for doing the same shit, protecting their citizens. I thought it was funny that the left were like, after the announcement, I'm no more direct flights from Europe. Oh, he's a racist. I'm like, it's more white people that would be coming here, right? I'm just saying.
He's right, folks. He's right, folks. He's 110% fucking right.
So it's one of those things where it's like, man, come the fuck on. You know.
All right.
Well-
I'm gonna jump off and let y'all finish up.
Yeah, I might have to get off here in a minute myself.
Yeah, well, I'm
I
about to take and shut it down because I just wanted to take and get some stuff out there because, like I
Yeah.
said, I've just seen so much pandemonium and panic, and it's like, all right, folks, just calm down a little bit. I mean, it really.
They're all three
No.
going to leave me, and I'm going to sit over here and be pretty. So,
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna go on ahead and hop out of here. MLR. Next time you hop in here, we'll take and throw you a link.
hell yeah,
Um,
brother. Hell yeah.
oh,
MLR.
I'll check him out.
Hey, I'll check you out, MLR.
So, that being said, y'all have a lovely one. Thank y'all for joining tonight. Hopefully, you either learned something or you figured out that okay, you're normal for the way you're reacting to stuff or whatever the case may be. Just like I said, folks, pump the brakes a little bit. Y'all have a lovely one.